To give you some perspective of the need in the area, when you look at all the federal feeding programs, I like to call it the alphabet soup of feeding programs, TFAP, CFAP, the myriad of different vehicles that the federal government uses to provide food assistance. If you take that, you take the food that we distribute, and you look at what it would take to provide sufficient meals so that we would not have people who are food insecure. That means they'd have 3 meals a day. We're looking at a deficiency of over 20 million meals that we still need to come up with to help people. That's a big daunting challenge. You know, when you start thinking about the state of Louisiana as a whole, with Louisiana #1 in child hunger, #3 in senior hunger. You know, those are the 2 areas and age groups that are most at risk. So it's most important for us to try to address that. And we still have that big hurdle of 20 million meals that we have to overcome. That meal gap, if calculated today with the pandemic and so many people unemployed, would be significantly higher. Well, if you just look around and see the unemployment numbers, you see the COVID cases that are around, the need is tremendously increased. And the challenge for us has been, how do we help people? You know, we've had agencies closed because of COVID, because we are generally, the volunteers at our agencies are seniors who are retired, who are most at risk in this COVID environment. So we've had agencies close, and with the increased demand, we've had to change some of our models. We continue to work through our agencies, but we're also doing distributions from a mobile perspective, going out and setting up our trucks and doing distributions in the community on essentially 5 days a week. It's not that different than what we experienced during a hurricane or another disaster. The problem is, it's been going on for 4 months. It's not like a 2 to 4 week response till people can get back on their feet. This has been by far the most challenging response that we've ever had, just from the length of time. When you start looking at the situation with COVID, you know, when COVID goes away, this is not going to be automatically returned to 2019. We're still going to be dealing with the remnants, the job impacts, the people unemployed for a much longer period of time than the virus itself. So this is going to be a long-term challenge for us over multiple months and well into next year before we can really see things start to turn around. Really what we need is food and money. Money allows us to access food. We've seen prices of food go up dramatically. Anybody who's been to the grocery store lately has seen the same thing and experienced it. What we're able to do is, because we're a member of Feeding America, we're able to access national donations from national donors for basically the cost of the transportation to bring that food in. And that's how we can leverage and do so much more with a dollar than an individual can, which is why in most instances we prefer money, because we can do better and do more with it than you can going to a grocery store or going somewhere else. When you look at the number of people we've been able to help, it's because they've given us the funding to be able to do that.